Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Steven from Tostemac, and it's time for another autism vlog. So to kick things off, I want to ask you guys a question. What comes to your mind when you think of the word autism? I know, but aside from me, what comes to your mind when you think of the word autism? No, get him out of here! Okay, aside from me and Thomas, what comes to your mind when you think of the word autism? Most commonly, people would point towards the puzzle piece. I mean, this symbol's been around for as long as we can remember, whether it's just the puzzle piece by itself or the autism ribbon that we're used to these days, to the point where the moment we see a colorful puzzle piece or multiple multicolored puzzle pieces coming together, you automatically think autism. So, with a symbol that's so popular, you'd think that no one would have an issue with it. Right? Lately, I've been looking online for opinions about that symbol, and apparently there are a lot of people who really hate that symbol, like with a passion and whatnot. And I was kind of confused and shocked. Like, it seemed like a simplistic, playful symbol. What could possibly be wrong with it? So, to satisfy my curiosity, I did a bit of research on the origins of the autism puzzle piece symbol and what other people thought about it. And boy, was I amazed. The original puzzle piece logo for autism actually came from the National Autistic Society way back in 1963. And this puzzle piece symbol is not the colorful, playful one that we've all come to know and love. So, for those who don't know the history behind it, I'm going to warn you right now, you may find this symbol a bit, insulting. Here, let's take a look. Oh yeah! This was legitimate back then. But in order to understand why that was there, you need to understand how autism was viewed during those times. Back then, people knew little to nothing about autism. Most of what they knew, or pretty much all they knew during those times, was it was a disability, or as most people had referred to it back then, mentally handicapped. So, according to this article that I found during my research, I'll put the links in the description below for you guys to look at and whatnot. Very interesting read, I might add. Is that the reason that the symbol with the puzzle piece and the weeping child was used back then was because the board of the National Autistic Society back then believed that people with autism or autistic people suffered from... The board believed autistic people suffered from a puzzling condition. Oh, ha 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 ha! Ha! So as you can imagine, the idea or thinking behind autism was a lot more depressing back then than it was now. The symbol of the puzzle piece and the weeping child kind of illustrated or reminded people that autistic people suffered from their condition. But thankfully for us, both autistic people and neurotypicals alike, as time went by, our understanding of autism began to evolve. We started to see that autism is not the end of the world, that while we're born differently and while it is a mental disability, we also have special talents and gifts. We see things the way that other people can't. So, as our understanding of autism evolved, people began to realize that the original symbol didn't perfectly describe autism anymore. So eventually, it was replaced, and they decided to make a new symbol. Yes, it's still the puzzle piece, but it's a lot more bright and colorful now. Moreover, in 1999, another autism group known as the Autism Society had decided to create a new symbol for autism, but it wouldn't be just one puzzle piece. No. This time, it would be many, and thus the autism ribbon was born as a universal sign for autism awareness. I mean, look at it. There are multiple puzzle pieces this time to show that it's not just one individual or one autistic person, it's many. The multiple colors represent the diversity within the autistic community, and the brightness of the colors represent hope and excitement. So, as you can imagine, this was a better image to symbolize autism, to represent the autistic community as a whole, as a positive experience, not just a sad, depressing note. But, as I mentioned before, there are a lot of people who hate the puzzle piece as a symbol for autism. In addition to looking up on these websites for research, I also conducted another survey to see how people would respond to the puzzle piece as a symbol for autism. Kind of like what I did with the topic of how to address the autistic community. Why not check it out? It's totally awesome. And as you can imagine, much like the previous survey I did, this one came out with a diversity of reactions to the puzzle piece. Some of them see it as like the community coming together as a whole. Like, to me, it represents all of the pieces of the community that come together to give the person the best quality of life. Whether that be OT, PT, ABA services, teachers, parents, etc. All of these things put together to make the person feel whole. So it's kind of like more focused on the community itself rather than just the individual. Others may see it as something of a realization or a revelation, if you will. Like this comment. When I discovered I am autistic, it felt like many unconnected puzzle pieces of my past began to fall into place. A puzzle piece resonated. A rather interesting comment, I might add. But of course, there are many people who absolutely hate this symbol, as I mentioned earlier. Like this comment that reads, I don't think that the puzzle piece is a good symbol for autism because puzzles are basically broken pictures that need to be put together and occasionally have missing pieces. There's nothing wrong about my son that is broken or missing. He's perfect just the way he is. He simply experiences and sees the world differently than I do. Yeah, which is basically how autism is. And then there's this comment that reads, I am not in favor of a puzzle piece that holds the intention that people on the spectrum are confused or incomplete. And I do have to agree with that notion. Just because autistic people struggle with certain things or have more challenges than autistic people, that doesn't mean they're missing something. There's just another obstacle for them to get around, that's all. So as you can see, there are a variety of different perspectives on the puzzle piece being used as a symbol for autism. On the one hand, you can see it as like the multiple puzzle pieces coming together or multiple people within an autistic community coming together as a big group, as a whole, to make a positive impact on the world. And the multiple colors on the different puzzle pieces can represent the diversity within the autistic community, showing that just because multiple people have autism doesn't mean they're exactly the same. But on the other hand, though, people may see the puzzle as like a problem or a mystery to be solved, or the idea that some puzzle pieces may be missing here and there, and that would mean that the child is missing something here and there. So, amidst all this research and surveying, I couldn't help but think to myself, if people weren't really happy with the puzzle piece being used as a symbol, why not make a new symbol? Well, as I continued my research on this topic, I've discovered that, as a matter of fact, people are trying to come up with new symbols for autism. There have been many ideas for a new symbol, like maybe there's a butterfly, or maybe a rainbow ring for autism. But one of the symbols that seems to be popping out a bit more so than others is this one, a rainbow infinity sign. Now, I can understand the multiple colors and all, since April is Autism Awareness Month or Autism Acceptance Month, depending on which one you prefer. It likes to use a variety of bright different colors and whatnot, so I can understand that. But I'm kind of curious, why the infinity symbol? Well, I was looking back at this article. Again, I'll put it down in the description below. It's an interesting read. So the reason for the infinity logo, as one person has suggested, was, let's see, April likes the rainbow colors for the spectrum and the infinity sign, which is math related. Many on the autism spectrum have an affinity for math related symbology. Yeah, math. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely good with that. I mean, I'm one of the best. I mean, who needs a calculator and Get out of here! They don't need to know that! You didn't see that. Well, in this vlog, you've seen a variety of different perspectives on the puzzle piece as a symbol for autism, as well as some possible new ideas for new symbols for autism. But I want to hear what you guys think. So in the comments below, let's start a conversation. What do you think? Do you think that the puzzle piece is still a good symbol for autism, or do you think it needs to change? And if you think it does need to change, what symbol should we use to symbolize autism? Should we go with the rainbow infinity sign, as many people have suggested, or perhaps something else entirely? Maybe a symbol we haven't seen before? Let us know in the comments below. That'd be awesome. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And feel free to check out the articles I was referencing down in the comments below. I'll leave a link description to that. Also, feel free to comment your opinion on the puzzle piece as a symbol for autism. Do you like it? You want to keep it? Or do you want to change it? Let me know. So thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. And until the next video, see you later.